Time is money, Greg. You got to start recording immediately when I start talking to you because time is money.
You made that sound natural, like you've never said that before, so that was really good.
That was definitely not something I said right before you started recording, and then you told me to say it again.
Yeah, I'm like, well, hang on, because this is good. Well, listen, when you say something that's that golden before we even start, then we have to repeat it because I don't want the listeners to miss out. Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Two Guys Talking About Lettuce. My name is Greg Benson.
My name is Craig COVID.
Craig COVID Benzine.
Yep, that's what they call me.
How's your COVID going, Craig?
It's all right. It's not too bad.
I have a feeling that I feel worse this morning than you do with COVID. I don't even have COVID right now.
Wow. Why? What's the matter with you?
I had a late night last night. I was out with some friends, and I got back, and I didn't take my pot gummy until like midnight, and apparently that's too late because it doesn't kick in for like an hour. Then I had to wake up at like 6:45, take my son to school, and so I feel like I've just got that pot gummy hangover. That's what I got going on right now.
I hear you. I mean, I'm definitely not Mr. Energetic today. I had low amount of sleep. But COVID has been pretty mild. No breathing problems like last time, which is great.
Listen, hallelujah, you caught a light case and you've been vaxxed and all that stuff. So I'm really glad you're doing okay, Craig.
Well, thank you.
Perhaps some of the people that you gave it to last week aren't doing quite as well. Good job there, Craig.
Yeah. Oops.
Yeah.
Sorry, Aaron and Matt and Deb.
Happened. You didn't know that you had it when you got together with them to do beer and board games.
No, I did not. And I didn't know, and I feel terrible.
Yeah, well, it happens. You know, Aaron says it's kicking his butt. Matt's doing all right though, apparently.
Well, that's good.
Anyway, so hopefully everybody will be just fine, by this weekend or next week. But listen, we have a lot to talk about because you and I have not recorded an episode for a couple of weeks now because you've been traveling, you've been sick. We were planning on doing one when you came out to LA last week, but you ended up being exposed to COVID when you came to LA, so we didn't get together except to say hi briefly at your movie screening.
That's right.
Craig was in a movie, you guys.
It was a horror movie. I don't. We can spoil it. Probably, it's fine.
I mean, I'm going to spoil it for everybody first because I didn't know that it was a horror movie. I thought, and the reason why I bought a ticket, I thought you said it was a horror movie, and I'm like, oh, now that I want to see.
I knew you were going to say that. I knew.
Did
you?
I
knew. Once you said, I didn't think it was a horror movie. Like, what direction is Greg taking this now? And you're like, horror sounds like horror.
Let me see some horrors in a movie. I wanted to see a movie with a bunch of horrors in it.
That's not a genre, really. That's not like a movie.
I beg your pardon.
No one says
the man who's never been to Pornhub.
That's just a porn. That's not a horror movie.
Yeah, well, some of them I'm sure are whores. Listen, I don't mean to offend any whores who might be listening to this. If there are whores listening to this, I'm sorry I offended you.
You know what? I am pro-sex work. Go for it. Go ahead.
Listen, I feel like it should be legalized and taxed just like
anything else. I don't know
if we should
call it whores. Call them whores necessarily.
What do you want to call them? Midgets? They don't like to be called midgets anymore.
Well, I don't think they ever did because they're not. That's not what they are.
Well, that's why it would always be frustrating to me that everybody would be calling them midgets when that's not an appropriate term for what whores are.
No, or whores. Yeah. Well, Greg, they're sex workers. They're sex workers.
Great.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Well, a lot has
happened.
Drink of coffee. Okay, you do that. I've already had 2 coffees, and frankly, I'm thinking of a third, or maybe just going right back to bed. Maybe just going back to bed for another hour.
I'm thinking about going back to bed, actually.
What an exciting episode this is. But honestly, a lot has happened since you and I last recorded. It's been a busy couple of weeks, and I don't know.
Well, by the way, the movie's called Haunt Season, and you can download it wherever you get your movies. It's made by my friend Jake Jarvie. Yeah. So.
All right.
What if at a haunted house the killing is real? Huh? Okay.
Yeah, but it wasn't real because the movie was fiction.
Oh, so you think?
Well, I mean, look, here, I'm not going to spoil anything, but Craig gets murdered in the movie. Sorry for the spoiler. But I'm not going to tell you how he gets murdered. But
you're not going to say that I get my head gets chopped off by some garden shears?
Nope,
to the
not going to
back
say that.
of my neck.
Nope,
Okay,
not going to say that.
All right.
Because that would be a spoiler. But here's the thing. I know that it was fiction because you're still here and your head is still attached to your body. Luckily, because honestly, that's the way I like your head. I like it attached to your body.
Thanks. I prefer it. I mean, I can't really speak to any other way because that's the way it's always been attached to my body.
Well, you do a good job keeping your head attached to your body. As long as I've known you, your head's always been attached to your body.
You ever think robots will have the advantage because they can detach their body parts and then reattach them?
Oh, I've always said that.
Yeah.
So anyhow, I had to tell you because this was a big thing that happened in the past couple of weeks, and I'm not even sure how exactly this happened, and I certainly didn't apply for it or run for it or whatever. But just about a week and a half ago, I was elected the governor of California.
Oh my God!
Yeah. And I don't know how that happened.
I didn't know there was an election.
I didn't either.
Gavin Newsom, your governor?
No, well, he was the one I just replaced, I guess. But they've awarded me. I am now governor of California, and they've said that I can move into the
happen, Greg.
California White House or whatever it's called.
And it's probably just the Capitol. Or
I don't know.
Governor's
I don't know how it works. I mean, I live in L.A. The Capitol's all the way in Sacramento. I don't know why they put it there.
I don't think the governor lives in the Capitol.
I think he does. I think that's what that dome on top is. The dome is the governor's quarters.
Sure. Okay.
And so I don't know. I don't know what to do because I don't really want to move to Sacramento. And also, it seems like a lot of responsibility.
Yeah, that is. It's like the 6th or 7th largest economy in the world is California. So
yeah, I mean, I'd be making a bunch of decisions, and frankly, I don't know anything about politics. I don't know any of that stuff.
Why are you doing it then?
I don't want to do it. I'm telling you, I was elected against my own
Elected by who?
will.
Was there a vote? I did not hear about this vote.
There was.
There would
apparently.
be in the news.
They said that I was elected by a very wide margin, 72%.
Why? Gee, that's 72%, very popular.
And the other 28% voted for anyone but Greg. There's another thing. It's one just said Greg. The other one said anyone but Greg.
What? Why isn't this wasn't this in the news that there's a new California governor?
I can't answer these questions. I'll find out now because I'm going to get insider information now that I'm the governor, and I guess I can use that, and I can invest in stocks or whatever that are going to make money. I don't know.
You've been governor for like 2 weeks.
Yeah, something like that. And I just haven't made it up to San Diego.
You're just still doing this podcast?
Yeah.
No, it's Sacramento.
San Diego, Sacramento, it's the same thing.
South of you, but you also govern San Diego. So.
Yeah, or San Bernardino or whatever. I'm sure it's all the same thing.
No. That's like right around you, near
you.
A
rose by any other name will still smell as sweet. That's what my friend Billy Shakespeare said.
Okay.
Good buddy of mine.
He's long dead. Long dead.
Okay.
Okay. Now it sounds like you have COVID. You have COVID?
I might.
Okay.
Yeah. So we've gotten a lot of emails lately, and they all say the same thing. We love Greg's hilarious contributions to this podcast, but is there any way to edit out Craig's talking? So
that's not.
That's what they all say. What I'm going to attempt to do for the next, I don't know, minute of this podcast, I'm going to attempt to edit out all of your responses. How does that sound to you, Craig?
Well, I don't see a point in responding if you're going to cut this out.
Shoot, it didn't work.
Oh.
Yeah, I tried to edit, and now I heard you say, oh, let's try again. What's your favorite color?
I'm assuming you were going to cut this out later. You can't do it live.
I was going to do some live editing. You know how they say, like, we'll do it live.
Well, I mean, I guess there's a way you could cut the sound. You actually could. But
yeah, that seems complicated.
Okay, so it's not going to work then. If you're unwilling to edit later and you're unwilling to cut the sound now, there's no way you're going to edit me out then.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
Let me ask you a serious question.
Yeah.
Do you think that if you only masturbated to reruns of Sanford and Son...
Okay, I don't want to. I don't even want to. I don't want to. I'm not going to answer this.
No,
I'm not going to
answer it. If every time you masturbated, you were watching reruns of Sanford and Son.
Never watched it.
Well, that's because you don't want to masturbate. But then do you think that after a while, anytime anyone like said anything about Sanford and Son, or there was like a clip you ran into on YouTube, or you just walked past one of those posters of Fred Sanford or whatever, do you think that you'd automatically get a boner?
Yes. Probably. Possibly.
You said you weren't going to answer, but then you did answer.
Yeah, I did. Because this is a podcast and I have to keep it going. That's why I
So basically, it's like a Pavlovian response. You ever hear that before? Pavlovian. There was a man named Michael Pavlovian. I guess he was British.
Was his actual first name Michael?
Michael Pavlovian.
And I think it was Pavlov, probably not Pavlovian.
His name was Michael Pavlovian.
Okay. Yeah. Pavlov's dog.
I guess.
Yeah.
And then he had a dog, and every time the dog masturbated, Sanford and Son was on. I don't really understand all the details.
Okay, yeah, you're conflating the words you just said earlier.
Yeah, I don't know all the details, but that's what's called a Pavlovian response. When you get turned on to Sanford and Son, that's a Pavlovian response.
No, it was with dogs and bells.
Yeah, whatever. I mean,
okay,
like you know how they say, "I'll be there with bells on." That's Pavlovian.
No. Nope, that's just... Actually, I don't even know what that means necessarily.
If you're a guy, you can say, I'll be there with balls on, because that's true as long as you have your testicles.
Yeah, but if you don't have your testicles...
If you don't, you can't say that.
I'll be there with balls off,
yeah.
You'd say. Yeah.
That would be a lie. That'd be a total lie if you said that.
That women can say that as well. So...
I know that squirrels can't drive, but if they could, I think they'd be terrible drivers because their feet wouldn't reach the pedals.
Yeah, Greg. Before you said that joke, you looked frustrated. You were like, am I going to do a transition? No. And then you just told the joke.
Yeah. It's not even a joke. It's a thought. It's one of those shower thoughts. You know, when you're in the shower and you start thinking about squirrels and if they could drive, what it would be like. What would the world be like if squirrels had cars? You know?
Yeah. But if squirrels had cars, they would be built for their size. So then they probably could reach.
You would think so. You would think so, but the automotive industry is what they're called. They totally missed the mark, and they did not adjust the distance of the pedals. And the squirrels are going to be, they're expected to just drive regular human cars. And that is, let me tell you something, that is near impossible.
Well, this also wouldn't happen because if squirrels could drive, I guess they would have to have jobs and have to have money too, right?
Not necessarily. A lot of people there are all those charities that collect cars for squirrels. Like there's carsforsquirrels.org. Yeah, I don't know if you ever go there. By the way, this episode is sponsored by carsforsquirrels.org. Raising money.
1-800 cars for squirrels. KARS cars for squirrels.
FORSQUIRRELS.
Yeah, squirrels.
Yeah. Cars for squirrels. That's I don't know. I don't know. If I were going to start a charity, it probably would be something like that.
That's useless. It's a useless bullshit charity. That's
Well, I'm a useless bullshit guy, I guess. Is that what you're trying to say?
Well, I mean, most of us are. It's okay.
Yeah, it's okay.
Most of us are unnecessary when you think about it.
I think everybody, not even most of us, everybody is. I mean,
the only reason would be necessary is to take care of the other unnecessary people. So,
but on a grander scale, I mean, the world's just going to keep turning, whether we do anything or not. So what's the point of anything?
Yeah, that's great. Hey, what an inspiring podcast we have today.
All right, let's get it positive again, guys. Applesauce is amazing these days, as you can see right there on my shirt. I don't know if you guys have had applesauce, but man, it's so amazing these days.
Is it?
Yeah.
Did you make that shirt?
No.
Where'd you get that shirt?
I believe that unless I'm mistaken, I believe that my user who watches Bad Movies Live, Dyed Rogue Yarns, I believe, made this shirt for me. Unless I'm mistaken, if I remember correctly. Thank you, Dyed Rogue Yarns, and if you didn't make it for me, thank you anyway for just allowing me to shout you out incorrectly. But I think you did.
Wait, what was it from a movie? I think it is. Isn't it?
There was a movie we watched where it had the line "Applesauce is amazing these days," and that was one of the greatest lines I've ever heard in a movie. Because who says that?
I don't remember if I watched that with you or if I just heard a blurb of it.
You've probably just heard a blurb of it.
Yeah. Okay. Well, is applesauce better? these days? I bet there is better options for applesauce these days.
I mean, I think you can get it mixed with cinnamon now. You can get like a mango applesauce.
My mom mixed it with cinnamon when I was a kid, so that's always been around.
Okay, what about banana?
My mom's applesauce was the best.
Really?
The best. Yeah.
The best.
The best applesauce.
The best is what you're saying.
For real. Yes.
Okay.
She probably put a lot of sugar in it. That's probably why it was the best.
Okay, yeah, that usually helps. Now you can get it without sugar. I don't know if you've ever had that.
Well, it probably still has sugar from the apple.
Yeah, but you can buy it without sugar, and then all you do, you take it home, then you just mix in your own sugar. You just add like a couple of cups of sugar.
Nope.
And you add in and you mix it all together. No. And man, that is way too sweet.
That seems like That seems like that would be like the consistency would be weird. Too.
Yeah, and it's real grainy and it's way too sweet. And you're like, this is no good. And then you just dump it in the trash. Go lather, rinse, repeat, as they say.
Why would you do that?
Because you're not going to eat it. You dump it in the trash. You're not going to eat that.
Why even embark on the process if you're going to end up?
You're just following the recipe. You know, sometimes you got to follow a recipe. Go to the store, buy applesauce, add 2 cups of sugar.
Listen, there is comfort in being told what to do. Then you absolve all blame for yourself.
That's true.
Yeah. So, okay, I'm with you.
Good.
Maybe am I being too agree? Is COVID making me agreeable?
Yeah. No, but I think it's great. I think it's great that we're getting along so well because, as you and I know, we have an adversarial relationship.
Somewhat. Yeah.
Let me rephrase that. We have a fake comedic adversarial relationship.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
On this podcast.
Yeah. And now that you reminded me of our podcast, I want to say that we have been putting YouTube Shorts videos up on our channel.
Oh man, on what? On your TikTok channel?
No, on our YouTube channel.
Instagram stories?
No. Our
Facebook stories.
Our YouTube channel.
Okay. What are we on LO? How's our LO page doing?
I have no idea what LO is.
Oh God! Well, that was a new social media platform that started years ago, and everybody's like, you know what? This is going to be like the new Facebook, and you better go register for LO. So I registered for it, and then I've never looked at it again.
The letter L and the letter O?
No, it's ELL.
ELL.
Do any of you
hello?
listening remember LO? Let me know right now in my headphones if any of you remember LO. Anybody?
They're not going to tell you.
Yeah,
right?
no, they all said they don't listen to it.
They're not going to.
That's what they just said.
Mm.
Oh my God!
No one said anything to you.
This has been a crazy time, Craig. I mean, you've had COVID. We've been dealing with our rat problem, which has been crazy. You know, there's rats in LA. I don't know if anybody knows that.
Yeah, you've said this before, and I think you.
And a friend of mine told me if you want to get rid of the rats, you should get a cat. And I'm allergic to cats, but I'm like, all right. I'll get a cat, and so we ended up getting a couple of cats.
Did you?
Yeah, I adopted a cat, and it wasn't working fast enough, so I ended up getting like a couple more cats. We got 3 cats.
Oh my God!
And finally, they did their job, and they did kill all the rats, which is great.
Okay,
but then we had a cat problem.
Yeah.
So then I had to go and adopt
several
dogs.
Yeah.
And then the dogs killed all the cats.
How many dogs did you adopt?
7. And then we have 7 dogs. Then we had a dog problem. Then we have too many dogs.
Why did you get so many dogs?
I don't know. I just wanted to make sure they could kill all the cats. Some of the dogs were getting along with the cats.
Dogs
I had to keep getting dogs until we found some that would chase and kill cats.
So you'd probably get bigger and bigger and meaner and
and we got
more
big mean dogs. And they're mean to me and Kim and Charlie also. They're very mean.
Oh my God! So now we have to take care of dogs more than cats.
Well, yeah, but now we have a dog problem, and I don't know what to get now that's going to kill the dogs. I'm guessing like pumas or something. I'm not really sure
a dog catcher.
But that's too complicated. That's a person, and I don't want to. I don't want to rely on a dog catcher to kill all the dogs. You know, from what I understand, they're not very good at killing them anyway. They just catch them. It's in the name, dog catcher.
Okay, you're right.
So I'm thinking maybe we'll get some extremely large coyotes, or maybe some grizzly bears. You know, that will kill the dogs. But then
I don't think you can buy a grizzly bear.
I'm trying. Well, I know you have to get like a package of 6. So then I'm thinking ahead here. If I get grizzly bears, let's say I get like 10 grizzly bears to kill all the dogs. Well, then I'm going to have a house that's full of grizzly bears, and I don't know what to do about that. Then what do you do for that?
A gun. You probably need a gun. You probably should have already had a gun at that point.
I don't know if you can hear all the barking, but there.
Yeah, no, I can't hear any.
There's so much barking.
It's probably literally none.
It's probably going to be added later, but there's a lot of barking.
Okay, well,
it just stopped. It just stopped.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay,
it's weird, just like cut off.
It's weird. I mean, I didn't hear it at all, but yeah.
I mean, I heard it. Huh. But it's anyway. So that's what we're dealing with. It's been a real pain, frankly.
You know, Greg, that I have nothing to say about that. I have nothing to say about your situation.
Yeah,
nothing.
Do
at all.
You think
in Hawaii they had a rat. They had some kind of rat problem, so they got some snakes, and now they have a snake problem.
See, this is what I'm talking about. Yeah. You know what?
Yeah.
I'm not the only one that didn't think ahead on this.
Yeah.
You know,
sometimes the solution is the problem.
Oh my God.
You know?
Yeah.
Yep. Down with government, right?
Woo! Government's the worst, right? Except that we need them for the whole country to run.
Also, some of the solutions are good solutions.
Yeah, sometimes they have really good solutions.
Yeah.
Down with government, except for the things that I like. That's usually what people mean when they say government is bad and down with government. Down with government, except for all the programs that I use and are helpful to me in my life, and the health insurance that saved my wife's life and stuff like that.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, all that stuff. Man, I love
What's
when you
new,
make
Greg?
that sound. What's new? I think I've just told you. I mean, it's been a busy couple weeks.
Yeah. Do you have any advice, Greg? I think people listen to this podcast for advice.
They definitely do. Yeah.
Life advice.
Yeah, absolutely. Listen, people make mistakes in their lives, and they need someone to tell them the ugly truth, and that is, guys, stop it. Stop it. Whatever it is that you're doing that's bad, stop it. Stop it right now. Look, you can apply this to smoking, to unnecessary weight gain, like anything that people do, like being mean to other people. Guys, stop it. Stop it, and you stop it right now.
Yeah, that's very...
that's my advice.
You're taking the stop it approach, really. You're like sort of...
Yeah, that's called the stop it approach.
It's not really a solution. It's just sort of like demanding that people
but when you think about it, it is the solution, because if someone's doing something bad, like let's say that somebody's everywhere they go, they're like, they see people playing checkers, and they go over to the checkerboard and just start moving around the checkers. Well, people don't want them to do that. Stop it. Stop moving around checkers on people's checkerboards, idiot.
Yeah.
Just stop it.
I do see a lot of that online. A lot of people moving checkers around checkerboards that don't belong to them.
They walk around. They see people playing checkers, and they're like, "I'm gonna move your pieces around. Here, now all your white pieces are on the left, and all the red pieces are on the right."
Don't you think this isn't going to work? Just constantly telling people that want to do a thing to stop. Shouldn't we try to find a way? Get to the root of the problem. What's causing them to want to do these?
Craig,
things?
You're overthinking this. I'm not constantly telling people to stop it. I'm just telling them right now in this podcast only. Stop it, and then they'll remember that. And then when they're about to go, like, "Oh, I'll go move those checkers around on that checkerboard that those two old ladies are playing in the park."
Sure.
Don't do that.
So rude.
Stop it. I know.
So rude.
I know. Because the old ladies are like, why? I was winning.
What a horrible thing to do to ruin someone's game for no reason.
Yeah.
Jerks. They should stop it.
One of the ladies would be like, I was winning. And the other lady was like, I was too. And then...
But they can't both be winning. Doris, you can't both be winning.
Here's what I feel.
Yeah.
I feel that everyone in life can be winning. If you try hard enough, everyone can be winning.
But in a game where only one person can win,
especially at that, especially at a game like checkers,
then only literally
chess.
One person. I mean, it might appear that the other person is winning sometimes, but only one person will win.
God, that's a really good point. And now it's time for the Patreon-only bonus section, which starts right now.
This portion of Two Guys Talking About Lettuce has been edited out for your listening inconvenience. If you wish to hear the complete, unedited version with the bonus talking, be sure to visit patreon.com/2guys-talking-about-lettuce. And now, back to the edited, not as good version of the podcast.
That's the end of the Patreon-only bonus section. We ended it with an interesting, fascinating fact. I'm sorry you guys missed it.
I would call it a factoid.
It was a factoid. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh, my
What's
God.
the difference between a fact and a factoid?
A factoid is you have to go to the dermatologist and have it removed. You go, oh, you got a factoid on the back of your neck. And, ugh, you do not want that. Blah, blah. Look at that nasty factoid. And then they pop it and it oozes. And you're like, you got a factoid there.
Right. Just because it ended in oid doesn't mean it's some gross medical thing, Greg.
I mean, it might be.
It definitely isn't. That's not what a factoid is.
Okay, well, can we agree to disagree? Because I haven't done the research on factoids, but I think that it's a gross thing on the back of your neck.
Okay, but you hurt your argument when you just began with, I haven't done the research.
Right.
So,
all right. Well, I'll tell you what then. I've done plenty of research on this topic, and I have found out that a factoid is, in fact, a nasty thing on the back of your neck.
Okay,
that
now it sounds
pop.
Sounds like you're right. Okay.
Yeah.
Because you said that's exactly how online discourse works.
You researched it. Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've seen so many arguments on Twitter where someone makes a claim.
Yeah.
And then someone else says source. And then they make more claims and they say still no source. And then it eventually ends with the person making the claim just not responding anymore. That's just how.
So wait, you're telling me that you have seen people argue with each other on the internet? People, they must know each other. They must actually be friends, have some sort of relationship.
Yeah. Well, no, it's like I would call it not even a parasocial relationship, just a stranger that they're arguing with that they don't even know anything about, actually.
Oh, that's weird. Hey, speaking of people I don't really know or know anything about, I've got these next door neighbors. This is a true story. I've got these 3 next door neighbors. They're roommates. They're 3 guys, and they're all named Michael, which is really weird that I have three roommates living next door, all named Michael. And
I don't remember you ever telling me this before, so I'm wondering if this is true. You didn't meet
them. And let me tell you something. They're pretty nice guys. But the weird thing is, not only are they all named Michael, but they all kind of dress the same. They all kind of have that kind of a funky, cool, like they wear like jeans, but none of their jeans are blue. They're like green or like maroon. You know, they funky cool shoes, and they all like have sort of the same style. And honestly, I'll be honest with you, I have a hard time telling the 3 Michaels apart because they're all tall white guys. They look about the same. And one time I saw one of them in the driveway, and I asked him, why do I never see you and your roommates together at the same time? And he responded that he doesn't have any roommates. And then I said, but there's 3 Michaels living in the house. He goes, no. I'm the only one who lives here. My name is Michael. I'm the only Michael here. So my question to you is, what's up with people and their lies?
Well, I mean, yeah, it sucks when people lie. It really does.
Yeah, why do people lie?
I don't think that's what's happening here. I don't see any reason why you would think that I think what's really happening is you are an idiot. And you, for some reason, made up that there were 2 other people that were the exact same person.
They look almost exactly the same. I swear to God, I have a hard time telling them apart.
Do they look almost exactly the same, or do they look exactly the same?
It depends on the day. Like, sometimes they wear different things.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
Do you wear different things every day?
Well, sometimes, like, if I'm working out in the morning or whatever, and then I get sweaty or I have to take a shower, I will change clothes. So I might wear, like... So, someone might confuse me with, like, 2 Gregs, but I always tell them, it's just me. I just changed clothes. But Michael, with these Michaels, they never ever said that to me. And sometimes I would see like 2 or 3 of them in one day wearing different things, you know. And they share the same car, which I think is weird.
Does anyone else tell you when they've changed clothes that it's still them?
All my other neighbors do.
Yeah. No, they don't.
Yeah, that's a neighborly thing. You obviously don't have neighbors, but
no, I do. and
Well,
they wear different clothes. And I just assume that they're the same person.
Okay, maybe you've never actually met them, but what I'm saying is,
I have. I've talked to them.
Okay,
yes.
well, that's up for debate. But
no. I mean, I guess you could debate it if you want to, but
yeah, that's what I'm saying. It is up for debate. Okay. We can debate anything we want. But what I'm trying to tell you is this is a true story. There are 3 Michaels living next door to me, and they deny that there's 3 of them. They say there's only one, and I want to know why lies.
No. Do they deny, or did just that one Michael deny?
All 3 of them have denied. I have stopped them at different times of the day. All 3 of them. And
did they get increasingly more annoyed and angry?
They do. I guess they've talked to each other, and they're like, if Greg comes over to you and says, like, are there 3 of us? Whatever you do, tell him no, and get more and more upset and angry and exasperated.
Do they say things like, I already told you 2 other times?
That's how they get you. That's how they're trying to trick you. Yeah. They have said that. Yeah.
No.
I remember Michael 3 said that to me, and he was like, get off of my driveway. And I'm like, it's a public driveway. I can go, anybody can go on this driveway. He goes, no, actually, this is on my private property. And I'm like, hey, maybe you're right. Mm-hmm. See? So I can be persuaded.
Agreeable?
Yeah, I can be agreeable. Yeah. You know, maybe you're right is all you have to say in an argument. When you know someone is wrong, but then you want to placate them. You say, maybe you're right.
Sure. You are an idiot, and you're wrong in this case.
Hey, maybe you're right. Yeah. See, I know you're wrong.
Then again, I don't know. I don't live there, so I guess I can't say for sure.
Yeah.
But I think the burden of proof is on you, Greg.
Well, I tell you what. I am going to make a promise to you and all of our listeners that on the next episode, I am going to get the 3 Michaels who live next door to all come here. They're gonna all be on next time.
No, they're not. How are you going to do that when you can't even get the one actual Michael to admit that there are 3?
I'm gonna organize it, and I'm gonna say, look, be here at 9 a.m. Wednesday next week. That's usually when we record these things, 9 a.m. Pacific. You know, which by the way is totally different time in Madison. Like,
it is.
Like I'm recording at 9 a.m., but Craig's not recording until 11 a.m., which is weird.
No, it's just time zones. Remember earlier you said the Earth was spinning? It has to do with the Earth being round and
I don't think I ever said that the Earth was spinning. I think you're thinking of when I was talking about if squirrels could drive, their feet wouldn't reach the pedals, and so they wouldn't be very good drivers.
No, I was talking about when you said the Earth was spinning. That's what I was talking about.
I mean, squirrels kind of rhymes with Earth.
So you still haven't told me how you're going to convince Mike that to bring the 3 mics. All you did was say that you're going to convince him basically by scheduling. You're just going to say be here at this time.
Here's how I'm going to do it. I'm going to send out an evite to each of the 3 Michaels individually, so they won't know. Bear with me.
Their contact information?
I'm going to get it. I'm going to get their emails, and they won't know that each of them have gotten the evite, so they'll just think, oh, it's just me. And then all 3 of them are going to show up, and they'll look at each other like, what? You guys are here too? I didn't know. And then then they won't be able to keep up that charade. Right.
How are you going to get 3 different emails? You're going to ask Mike.
Yeah.
And he's going to give you an email.
Yeah, and then
you're
later
going to
in the day,
presumably a second Mike.
I'll ask Mike number 2.
But he were a second one, he still wants you to think there's one, so he's going to give you the same email and say he already gave you an email. That's what he's going to do.
What? You're acting like you think you're psychic, like you know the future. You know?
No,
let me just talk to the 3 mics. I'll get their email addresses. I'll send you the evite, and I will prove you wrong next week.
Well, if you get 3 different emails, you've already kind of proven it. But you're not going to get that.
I think I am.
You're not going to get that.
I think I am.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure I am.
No, you're not. You won't. But I look forward to us forgetting about this conversation and not even acknowledging it in the next episode.
No, next week, I promise you it's going to happen. You wait.
Okay.
There will be 3 Michaels, and you'll be like, oh my God, they all look basically the same. They dress the same.
Yeah, you know, I really hope this happens.
One of them's got maroon jeans. One of them's got like forest green jeans.
Why would they want you to think there was only one?
Why does anybody do anything? You know, everybody's got reasons.
For several reasons. Yeah, good. Yeah. Sometimes good reasons.
Yeah,
put food on the table.
And not only that, not only
care
sometimes
for their loved ones.
Yeah. Not only sometimes good reasons, but sometimes good raisins. Do you ever have a raisin? You're like, this is a really good raisin.
We have these, we don't have them right now, but the yogurt covered raisins.
Oh my gosh, I love yogurt covered raisins.
Yeah.
They're delicious.
And I would do things such as walk to the cupboard, the cabinet, to, do you say cupboard or cabinet?
Which is it for you? Is it cupboard or cabinet?
I think most of my life I said cupboard, but my wife got annoyed that I said cupboard, so I try to say cabinet.
See, here in California, we always use food closet.
Okay.
Where are the raisins? Oh, it's over in the food closet.
No, you don't.
We do, because little tiny food closet. It's in the small elevated food closet is what we say.
That seems inefficient. That seems like it takes a lot of energy to just refer to where the food is.
It's not that it takes a lot of energy. You need to realize Californians are very laid back. We have a lot of free time, and we're not in a hurry to say less words.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm just going to finish my thought from earlier.
Go ahead.
Which was...
Go ahead.
I go to the cabinet for a reason.
The food closet.
To get the chocolate covered or the yogurt covered raisins.
Well, which is it? Is it chocolate covered or yogurt covered?
Those
changing your story
too, I
now.
think. Those exist too, I think, but those and those are probably good as well.
Oh,
so
they're excellent. Let's talk
Yeah.
about that. First of all, I know a lot of people are like me, and they're like, you know what? If I'm going to buy some candy at a movie theater, it's going to be Raisinets. But every once in a while, you go to a movie theater, and they don't have Raisinets. They have Sun-Made chocolate-covered raisins, and you're like, ugh, they don't have Raisinets? I guess I'll buy the Sun-Made. Well, surprise, surprise, the Sun-Made chocolate raisins are even better than Raisinets.
Oh,
Boom!
my God. But you still get the Raisinets?
No. If they only have the Sun-Made, then I get the Sun-Made. And I'm like, damn, I wish all theaters had Sun-Made chocolate-covered raisins because they're more plump. They have more chocolate. The chocolate's like a better quality. It's just better.
Huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, but if you see the Raisinets there, you'll get those?
Who will?
You. Will you?
I don't know. I forgot. Honestly, I can't remember what we were talking about.
My go-to movie snack is Bunch of Crunch. Nestle's Bunch of Crunch.
I've never even heard of that. I don't think that exists. Is that a
What?
cereal?
What?
It sounds like a cereal.
It seems like a cereal.
What do you want
with
for
chocolate
breakfast
on
this
it.
morning? Do you want a bowl of Bunch of Crunch? Sure, Dad.
Okay.
That was my impression of my son when I offered him Bunch of Crunch for breakfast.
Is that what he would say? Sure, Dad.
Sure, Dad.
That's
Kinda like
don't offer your son Bunch of Crunch for breakfast. That's just it's like offering him a candy bar.
He likes cereal.
But, no judgment. You could have a Snicker if you're in a hurry to get to work and you need something. But
I wouldn't do that. I don't think that's a good idea.
I mean, you could. No judgment here. I guess you're judging. You're judging. A lot of judgment. Oh my God! Hear that judgment? You guys? That's the sound that goes on in Greg's head when he's judging something.
No. I'm sorry. I got distracted there. I was thinking of Sanford and Son for a minute.
Oh God!
Now I can't.
So that wasn't a hypothetical earlier about Sanford and Son.
I'm just saying, I'm not the only one. I'm just saying.
You might be. You might be actually.
I joined a cult.
Oh.
Yeah, that's the other thing I did recently. Joined a cult, and let me tell you something.
That's concerning.
No, it's great. It's great.
No, it's not. It's not great.
They give you a card that you can carry in your wallet to prove that you're in the cult.
Sounds terrible. This already sounds terrible.
You can also
the fact that you just flat out call it a cult. Most people don't believe they're in a cult when they join something.
It's a cult. I mean, I'm like, what? You're not going to sugarcoat it. So they give you a card, but they also give you one of those. That's a wallet size, but they also give you one of those those little cards that are about that big and they're longer and they have a hole in them, and you can put it on your keychain. And so every time you want to check out a book, you just swipe it, and it's got a little code on the
library.
back.
It's a library card. Yeah. Is it called the library?
The cult that I joined is called a library. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
that's not a
and
cult.
they will give you up to 30 books every time you go. Did you know that? You can check out up to 30 books at this cult.
What makes it a cult? What kind of is it trying to get you to believe something? Is it
Well, I mean, you can read all about things in books and you might believe what you read. You know, especially if you're reading nonfiction.
Yeah, but is there one
let me
cohesive
just
argument they're trying to make? Because all the books in the world is just like a lot of ideas.
I know it's a lot of ideas. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
This is a cult that has a lot of ideas.
Okay, all right.
And I have a friend of mine joined a cult, and his card, he tried to check out books with it, and they wouldn't let him. But whenever he goes to get groceries, that it gets him a discount.
Okay, so a cult isn't just like a card that you get. That's not. That's
okay.
not.
Okay.
Yeah.
Go on.
Yeah.
I'm interested to hear your thoughts on this. Go on. Let's hear what you have to say.
Okay. It sounds like you think just like joining a card program from a organization is a cult. That's what you think.
Okay. Let me just ask you this: if this isn't a cult, I don't know what is. My friend who can't check out books with his cult card. He has gone to get groceries 3 times, and he told me that in those 3 times, he saved $47. Now, if that's not a cult, I don't know what is.
No, that's just saving money. That's just
but
that's
$47.
just smart shopping. That's just
But you can't save that money unless you have that cult card.
No, that card. You don't have to call it a cult card. Yeah. It's not a cult card.
It is a cult. It says
a rewards card or a...
That's what it says on there. It says, welcome to the Kroger rewards cult, I think is what it says.
No, card. It probably says card. But I get, 2 4-letter words. I get confused.
I don't know. I don't know, man. I'm just trying to warn people out there, don't join cults unless you enjoy books or discounts on your groceries. If you do, then by all means join a cult.
No,
you know?
No. Those two aren't related. I would say you can enjoy savings on groceries and you can enjoy books. And I still think it would not be a good idea to join a cult.
There's nothing wrong with free books and a discount on groceries. That's all I'm saying. I don't know why people think cults are so bad. I think they're great, and I encourage everybody to go join a cult this weekend.
No.
They're free to join. They don't charge you anything. But my cult will charge me, like if I've kept any of the books longer than 3 weeks and I haven't renewed them. They have a website too.
Yeah, it's just a library card, just a library membership. It's not a cult. Yeah,
I don't know about that, but if I don't return my books to the cult after 3 weeks, then I get charged. It's like, and it's not much. It's like
it's a late fee,
10 cents a day. Yeah, exactly, late fee. They call it the cult late fee.
No, you're just throwing the word cult in there. I highly doubt they do that, unless this is some weird library that I don't know about.
I don't know, man.
Libraries are like in.
Craig, I'm just trying to share my experience with you and with the listeners. Yeah. They want to know what it's like to join a cult, and I'm trying to tell them. Also, we worship Satan, and we try to summon a demon, and it is great.
Wait, the library does?
Yeah, at the library, they have a pentagram on the floor in a big circle, and you stand in a circle, and you put hoods over your head, and you light candles.
What kind of books are there? What kind of books are you getting from this library?
Oh, man, they got all sorts of stuff. I like Magic Treehouse is one. I get a lot of those for Charlie, and sometimes some like cooking. They call them recipe books, but you learn how to cook through them. Things you can cook.
That's great.
Some things have short stories. Some things have like one longer story.
Sure. This sounds like a regular library.
There are biographies. And often like after we're done summoning a demon, I will.
Okay, so that's the part I don't get. The summoning the demon, the pentagram. Is there a pentagram on the floor?
Yeah. It's drawn in chalk. On the librarian, there's a woman at the cult who calls herself the librarian, and she'll draw the pentagram with chalk, and she'll start the incantation. What's that?
Yeah. It sounds like. Now, does this happen at night? Does this happen during the day?
No, it's just whenever you go in, they're like, oh, in another 20 minutes, we're going to summon a demon, and I'm like, great, I'm all up for that, and they're like, here's your hood and your candle.
Every 20 minutes?
I think it's on the hour every hour. It just depends on when you get there. But I got there, say, like at 11:40, and at noon, they're like, we're going to summon the noon demon.
Okay, here's what I think's happening, Greg.
Yeah, tell me.
This is an actual library.
Yeah.
That's actually functioning, but there also happens to be a bunch of Satanists doing some weird cult stuff in the middle of the library.
I should have clarified. It's not a satanic demon. It's a nice demon.
That they all I mean, nice is a matter of opinion.
No.
Right? It depends.
No.
Okay.
It is a nice demon, and that demon that they summon then is the one who, when you want to show your cult card and check your books out, that's the lady who actually helps you with the computer, because they have a computer there. It's one of these computer cults, and she'll get on the computer and she'll help you check out your books. She's very nice.
So this is just a fucked up library, is what this is.
Her name is Nancy.
Yeah.
Her name is Nancy, and she's super nice. You'd like Nancy.
No. I don't want to have anything to do with this, and I feel like we should call the authorities. A library has been overtaken by cultists, and
I feel like what you're doing now is you're being judgmental, and it's not fair to me or my cult.
But is the cult being fair to the general public who just wants to use the library?
Anybody can go in there and use it if they like, as long as they join the cult. That's all you have to do.
See, that's the thing. That shouldn't be a condition to use a library, to join a cult. That's
all right. So they're just going to let you check out books without a card. Is that what you're saying? They're like, oh, sure, we trust you'll bring them back, Jerry. And then Jerry keeps the books forever. He's like, well, no late fees. I can keep these books forever.
Two things. Yeah. You could just have a card without having to deal with a cult. And two, you're right. Jerry shouldn't check out books. Jerry's a bastard.
Okay, I have to come clean about something, and I know this is the end of the episode that we're approaching here, and I feel a little bit bad, but the truth is, guys, I have to tell you the absolute truth. There is no one named Jerry.
Oh.
Yeah. All right. That's the end of this episode of Two Guys Talking About Lettuce. Thank you so much for listening. My name is Greg Benson, and this is my co-host,
Craig COVID Benzine.
Craig COVID Benzine. Craig, enjoy the rest of your COVID. I'm guessing by the time we record again, you will be feeling all better, and I certainly hope so.
I hope so. I don't know.
A pleasure hanging out with you. You don't even seem sick.
No, I'm a little. My back is a little sore. I'm a tiny bit stuffed up, and I just don't want to spread the disease to my daughter, so she can't go to school. Great. So I get sequestered in a bedroom.
Great.
Yeah.
Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye.